Hello and welcome to another episode of Focus On. I'm Gyama Musubile. We are in Cape Town at the CEMEA Security Summit hosted by Visa. This annual event gathers 200 plus industry leaders to discuss the future of digital payments and solutions to security. I spoke to Mr. Charles Lobo, the Regional Risk Officer for Visa CEMEA. You hold a pivotal role in terms of the Stay Secure campaign. Just briefly, for the benefit of our viewers, walk us through what the Stay Secure campaign is and why it's so important.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you very much for this opportunity to address CNBC. The Stay Secure campaign is a cornerstone of our efforts at Visa around consumer awareness and education. It's in its ninth year, and every year we enhance it and expand it. So this year we've covered 17 markets in our region. Our region is quite an extensive region: Central and Eastern Europe, Middle East, and Africa. And what we've attempted through this campaign is to reach out to close to 6,000 individuals and survey them. The results of the survey is what we use to publish white paper and data that can be used by our clients to understand the dynamics of the state of security and how people are feeling about security with digital payments in their markets. Not only do we publish the results, but we also create assets. Those assets can be used for consumer awareness. So last year, we put up a public website where we published the results. We created assets that could be used for campaigns by our clients and partners, and we received tremendous response. So in this year's edition of the survey, we found some very important key results. One of the first ones is that about half of the folks who we interviewed said that they had been a victim of a scam. Now that's a big number, 52%. Surprisingly, 16% said that they had fallen victim twice. So again, these are troubling numbers, and these are important numbers for all of us to bear in mind when we are crafting our strategies on addressing consumer safety. Some of the other numbers, just to sort of give you a perspective, digital payments are becoming more and more ubiquitous, and consumers are adopting them. So clearly there's a rising trend, and the trend towards using digital payments is not slowing down anytime soon. What happens with that is, as this trend progresses, there is much more opportunity for fraudsters and bad actors to try and scam people. And that's the context of the 52% number of people who've actually fallen a victim to a scam. Now, the good news is, through the survey, what we've also found that a very high percentage, 97% of the people surveyed, had taken precautionary measures to safeguard themselves against scams. Why is that? It's because awareness has been growing over time. So we've been very persistent in conducting this survey, very persistent in creating these assets, giving these assets to our clients and partners, and our clients and partners in turn have been using these assets and putting them to good news. And that's where we see the uptick in awareness, and also correspondingly the likelihood of someone falling prey has come down. So this is to give you a holistic picture of the findings that we have from the study.
In what ways is Visa adding on to this effect and ensuring that their consumers stay aware and empowered of potential risks and fraud?
Sure. So we've the Stay Secure campaign. Like I said, we are committed to doing this. This is the ninth year that we are doing it. The output of it, we create assets and we provide them to our stakeholders. So whether our stakeholders are our clients, it's available on our public website, so even consumers can go there and read all about it. We work very closely with governments and regulators, and we provide this information to them as well, because consumer awareness is a multifaceted approach. It can't be the responsibility of only one constituent. Everybody has to work hard at it. Apart from that, we are doubling down our investments. So we run a global network for payments. Our network, just to give you some context of the size and scope of our network. So we secure 4.5 billion payment credentials globally. We enable commerce with 130 million merchants worldwide. How is this all happening? The scale of our network, if you take it in terms of millions of route miles, it's 24 million route miles of network connecting all these players. There are close to 15,000 financial institutions that are connected to us across the globe. So we've been investing heavily in cyber defenses to keep the network safe. And we do that because safety and keeping the network safe translates into generating consumer trust. What we don't want is a consumer using a Visa credential falling victim to a scam, because that destroys trust. So we are investing, and in the last year, in the last few years, we've invested close to $10 billion in this domain. 3 billion of those dollars has been specifically in AI and data infrastructure, because that's the next generation of our defenses that we are putting down.
You made mention of trust, and Visa's position is often in the middle of two parties who have to give each other the benefit of the doubt for the sake of a successful transaction. I want to circle back to your statement on how Visa is going about investing in security, digital payment security.
Yeah.
Why would you say or emphasize it is so important for other organizations as well to continue to foster that trust that you've mentioned?
Sure. So one of the themes that has come out of the Stay Secure campaign is that 76% of the people we surveyed mostly or completely trust digital payments. That's a very valuable place to be at. But trust cannot be taken for granted. Trust is earned. It cannot be taken for granted at all. And that's why we continue to invest. The other dimension is that securing the payment ecosystem is a multi-layered approach. So while Visa is investing, because we orchestrate the network that I described for you, but we also connect so many different parties, banks, merchants, payment intermediaries, fintechs. Everybody's connected to our network. Now, you are only as secure as the weakest link in the chain. And therefore, everyone who participates in this network needs to do their bit. So while we are investing and we are creating tools, so it's not just we are investing to keep ourselves safe. We are investing so that we can build tools and technologies that can be used by our clients and our partners to secure themselves. And that's how we are building out security for everyone.
And we are in the earlier part of 2025, but
Yes.
just a forward-looking statement you can perhaps share on some of the progress you hope to achieve or make in terms of securing and ensuring higher digital payment security.
Yeah, sure. That's a good question. When we look to the future, we also rely on what we have done in the past. So we are committed to our investments. We are committed to developing our security posture. Some of the specific elements that we want to double down on are making sure that there is access to all the knowledge and capabilities that we have built for all our clients universally. so they can benefit from these assets that we've created. We want to make sure that we are always staying current with the trends. So we are investing heavily in intelligence and how we process intelligence. So I'll give you an example. The amount of threat intelligence that comes across our networks every day is in the petabytes. That's a huge quantum of data. It's almost impossible for human beings to comb through that data to really find the genuine threats. So we are putting generative AI to work there. So generative AI is a technology that is helping us be more efficient, be more sharpshooting in how we identify the real threats. And then when we identify threats, and if those threats pertain to our clients, we are immediately sharing those threats with our clients. So again, doubling down on our use of the latest generation technologies, making sure our investments are working in the domain of AI. We've built AI models across all parts of our network. Today, more than 100 of our products are AI powered because that's what's giving us the cutting edge of intelligence. Things like intelligent authorization, things like intelligent customer authentication. What we are doing there is we are creating or enabling amazing consumer experiences, because what consumers want, especially Generation Z and digital natives, they want less friction, but they also want to be safe. They also want to transact with confidence. Now that balance is super critical to achieve, and what we're being able to do with AI is achieve exactly that balance.
Well, certainly staying ahead and abreast of potential threats, as mentioned, does not only benefit Visa, but everyone else involved in that transactional value chain. But thank you
Yeah.
so much for your time and for your insights by joining us today. But that's where we have to wrap up the interview.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
And that's how we wrap up another episode of Focus On, hosted right here in Cape Town. From me, Gyammo Mosipele, and the rest of the CNBC Africa team, it's goodbye for now.